my all seniors, my ex-vice chancellors, my professors, my teachers, my colleagues, and of course the juniors. Assalamu alaikum, haq majood. Indeed, it's one of the most, in fact, emotional moment for me to come on the stage and to speak to you, all of you, and of course, reminding myself of this institution. There are so many things that I wanted to say, but a number of things that are being elaborated and said by our worthy Vice Chancellor, and of course, Ahsan Iqbal sir was very much on the point, but exactly is the requirement of the day, being an engineer and being a legislator. I've seen so many things, not only in terms of as an engineer, I worked in different fields like working with United Nations, working with the agriculture sector, working with my own father in the industry of construction. Then I became the industrialist, and now something very different. Very different in a way that I have to, legislate few things, being a very actively participant of the policy making, and of course, the number of things that I oversight from the different aspect or different perspective what as an engineer I can imagine of it. What I learned during the recent times, and of course, these unprecedented days, and imagine being an engineer, I'm being responsible to look after the health department, which is completely the different aspect of learning than what we had learned during our university days. But these two unprecedented days that I learned, A is in COVID, and when things were very difficult for everybody to even go after the things, and then these floods happened. What I learned from them is how and why data is important, and B, how these things are in a way being neglected by our own policymakers in terms of tracking the baselines. And being an engineer, sitting in the policy making, I saw that we do not have the policy in terms of communication corridors. We do not have the policy in terms of space corridors. We do not have the policy in terms of energy corridors. Yes, government of Sindh has been into devising the manifestation in terms of attracting the investors to come to use the renewable energy, the climate change, and etc. But yes, we need more of this. But before that, we need to have dearly need to have a baseline survey of entire province. And of course, looking at our neighboring provinces, we need something of that nature for entire Pakistan. And we engineers have this responsibility. I can see a galaxy of engineers sitting here working in different departments in planning section, of course, in the implementation agencies or education department. But I really see that these sort of investment, we all are sitting there. We all are sitting there. It is a responsibility being an engineer over there. I can see that number of the policies are being dominated or dictated by other forces than we engineers. We are the responsible one who should lead from the fund, as as Ahsan Iqbal Sahab has said, as Vice Chancellor Sahab has said, as many other speakers have said. And I'm sure we all understand the fact that these are, since being sitting there and policy making in terms of when I see the data, we don't find it. When I want to implement something, but we don't have the data and availability of the resources. So we all need to contribute and Dr. Taha Saab, you also mentioned when we were talking about what we can contribute as an alumni of this university. That's up you ask for us, and we'll inshallah do whatever we can. In terms of money, in terms of kind effort, in terms of our time, energy, whatever you like, I'm always available. And I kept Dr. Sayuk Ali Saab, when he was here, I visited a couple of years ago, and I requested him, if anything I can do from the industrial perspective, from the personal perspective, or from the any support from the government sector, we always there. Not only in terms of money, in terms of energy, kind, whatever you feel like. I really thank you, sir, for inviting us. Thank you, Shah Saab, for honoring us. And then, of course, my regards to everybody, my teachers, my professors, my colleagues, even, in fact, from 92 batch must be sitting here. I haven't met anybody. So I have a whole huge regard. Madam is sitting here. Muzaffar Shah Sahab was one of the Vice Chancellor when we entered into university, and Sayuk Ali Sahab was my teacher. Taha Sahab, you were there when we, you know, असां जेके नेशनलिस्ट धुरियूं हूंदियूं न असांखे कुटींदा पोइ we used to, Taha Sahab असांखे बचाईंदो, and we used to go in his office, and then it was those days. And thank you very much, sir, and it was pleasure here. Thank you. Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear audience, we are also